I'm a little bit bored, so I'm not going to do my speech on boredom. Instead, I'll switch it off to lightning. Very, very interesting topic. Most definitely not boring, especially for me. I'll tell you 3 incredibly important aspects about lightning. First of which, how it is made. Second of which, why it's interesting. And third, why it'll kill you. So how is lightning made? You have clouds. Big clouds. Not all clouds will actually make lightning. The most lightning-esque cloud out there is, I believe, the Thunderhead, named so for obvious reasons. Thunderheads will have an imbalance of polarity. The bottom half will be negatively charged and the top half will be positively charged. The ground will also be positively charged, and anything on the ground, including you. So, when there's an energy imbalance, because there's a whole lot of energy in the sky, clouds say, well, let's have some fun, and then they smite the ground with lightning. Lightning has about 9 billion volts in the average strike, which is pretty much enough to kill anything at any point in time, but it only lasts for like 1 millisecond. So there's not enough time for actually all of that energy to be transferred, which is why so many people will not die from lightning strikes. So why is lightning actually interesting? Well, it can keep you awake at night. Y'all all have experienced this, probably last night and the night before. It's fun. It's definitely not boring because you'll be complaining too much because you'll still be awake. It can kill you. It's deadly. Lightning strike to the head is pretty much an insta-give, while a lightning strike to the shoulders or anything else will most likely leave you with permanent damage. If you're an artist, you'll find that lightning is pretty much better than you. When the lightning strikes sand, it will create something called a fulgurite. Fulgurites are basically the melted pathways of lightning in the ground and will make a very lively sculpture. Have any of you seen Sweet Home Alabama? Well, those are fulgurites. You could probably make a bunch of money too by selling them. Lightning is also, well, I already actually mentioned that, deadly. The most common way that someone will die from lightning is actually brain damage, nerve damage, which pretty much ruins your heart, and heart damage, which is actually slightly different than nerve damage that ruins your heart. Other forms of damage from lightning will probably come from just the burns. Lightning strikes will generally give you 1st and 2nd degree burns, so they're nothing major, but if you're wearing jewelry, then you'll pretty much get your skin melted in that specific location wherever the jewelry was, so don't wear jewelry when you're going out in a storm. But when you're wet, it is actually better for you to be wet, by the way, because the lightning will travel through the water instead of through your skin, because your skin is an incredibly poor conductor of electricity. So you don't want to be dry, so in a storm be sure to take some clothes off and make sure you're as wet as humanly possible. Because when lightning strikes you, it'll just go straight through the water into the ground. You might get a jolt, some crazy things can happen, but other than that, you'll be okay, albeit really wet. You might get pneumonia, an equally deadly disease. In the essay, The Human Effects of Lightning and Recommendations for Storm Chasers, William T. Hart explains that you can also get severe eye damage with lightning. Most people who are struck by lightning will probably get cataracts. Do any of y'all know what cataracts are? I did not know that until recently. Cataracts are like eye calluses. So, you know, it's like writing with your eyeballs. And then you get calluses on your eyes. They have to remove them and then they grow back, so it's a really, really annoying continual thing. It doesn't happen on the retinas, it happens generally in the side areas. It'll also destroy optic nerves, which could pretty much cause manual color blindness or even just general blindness in total. But best of all, my favorite thing about lightning is that it is painful. Test of manliness. So So here are some interesting facts about lightning you'll definitely be interested in knowing. In the essay Intro to Global Environmental Issues, it is explained that there are about 5,000 lightning strikes a minute. According to National Geographic, 1 out of 3,000 Americans will have a chance of getting struck in their lifetime, which means probably one of us is going to get hit by lightning. Hopefully not soon. Lightning is also not limited to storms. You could be 10 miles away from a thunder cell and actually be hit by lightning. It travels a very long distance, so don't mock it. A very important tip: if you do suddenly incite its wrath, you can actually feel lightning coming to you before it strikes. If the hair on your head or skin, unfortunately my hair won't raise up because it's too heavy, starts raising, that is the positive neutrons or polarity, whatever, actually rising up to meet the negative charge from the sky, which means you're pretty much inbound for a lightning strike. So, what you do, to demonstrate this, you curl down into a ball like this, as close to the ground as possible. Do not touch the ground with your hands, because that'll actually connect your skin with the ground. You want to rise on the balls of your feet and generally just stay that way until nothing happens for a while, and you know you're safe. So, very important to do. So finally, I shall wrap this up, even though y'all are all probably scared out of your mind, but I want to make this harder for you, so I will remind you of what you have to be scared of. Lightning comes from polarity inequalities. It makes very loud noises, and it's not boring. It will also kill you if you say it is not boring, so don't do that.